Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
My father was the worst photographer in the world. He tried to crop a headshot of my mom with a gun aimed at her face. He spoke the love of my mom through the barrel of a cannon. Funny thing is, guns and cameras are too much alike. No, seriously, guns and cameras are too much alike. You point, aim, shoot, they both fire. One keeps memories, the other takes them away. Let me ask you, what has more bang, a 9mm or a 35? It all depends on the subject as to point a target. Cops, officers are trained to use guns. They're quick to point and shoot, pull out a camera. Might be quick to point and refocus. Notice they both had the same ability to keep you framed. One behind glass, the other under wood. Interesting. Coffins and picture frames are made of glass, but mostly wood. At the age 5, I never understood how my father thought a gun should be used as a camera. Every time someone say cheese, all do is freeze, camera, lights, flash, fast forward, 17. All I had to do is take this self-portrait. I had a 9mm to my temple. I tried to undevelop myself outside the dark room of my mom's womb. Non-existence. I thought I could stop this domestic violence. My camera, absence. As you can see, I still survive. Lights, like a Polaroid being exposed to light. I'm still developing. Flash, 27, had desire on taking a role of being a model. Funny thing is, to this day, I do not own a camera or a gun. The closest thing to a weapon I own is a cell phone. I once flirted with suicide every time I took a selfie. What type of role model am I? Photographer has a camera. I give another. Tell me, had you ever been in a photo shootout? Photographer says cheese. All I do is freeze, flashing lights. Give me flashback. I catch PTSD of my father put his hands on my mother. I had no camera. All I had was my toy gun. My toy gun had no bang. Why did my gun have no effect? I guess at the age 5, Photoshop was not invented yet. Guns and cameras are too much alike. They both keep frozen animation, one on page, the other on pavement. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Tell me, what does a Polaroid say when it's undeveloped? It's hard to talk when the shutter speed in your throat is stuck on high. Most kids grew up in afraid of the dark. I grew up in afraid of these lights, despite the fact I put a smile every time my father says cheese. All I do is freeze, not knowing if I'm posing for a family portrait or my own obituary. My mom wanted to name me Kunta Kinte. True story. However, my aunt immediately stepped in. She feared society tried to make me their Toby. My aunt named me Tarishi, which is Swahili for messenger. I guess my family wanted to give me a name that remind me where we came from. We live in a generation that gentrification has some people bleaching their skin, so they forget next of kin we're Africans. You have some Africans bleaching their skin, so they forget their names came and baked under the sun. My name comes from a place that believes in the proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. I believe it takes a planet to shape an identity. I won't apologize. You don't understand my euphemisms. Your world is too small for me. I think outside your bubble or your box, where the census try to make me fit in doesn't make sense, since race is nothing more than a systematic way of dissing who we are in the first place, human. I was born on the east coast of America, for a name that came from the east coast of Africa. My journey towards forever, learning that my name is not safe, learning that my name was born out of struggle, learning that my name could be translated to, boy, you look, you done lost yourself. Learning that my name is not safe started in 8th grade when a classmate called me Hershey. He found it difficult to pronounce Tarishi. I told you, I hate cubicle shapes. I shouldn't allow someone to easily marginalize my life to fit inside boxes of chocolates. If we could allow our English teachers to colonize our tongues so we could speak Stanislavski, Leonardo da Vinci, Sikorsky, learn how to say Tarishi. It's easy. It's only 7 damn letters. T-A-R-I-S-H-I. It's really an acronym for transatlantic refugee, individually seeking human independence. I should not allow someone to try to change my name into a dessert. Since my ancestors were already main course for the sharks, the middle of the passage, the question was asking me, why would I call myself Midnight? If Hollywood ever made a movie about me, no matter how much I whitewash my history, you'll always taste the melanin in my pseudonym. I have learned that your name is not safe. Once you discover the translation, your accountable responsibility, it carries my name, means messenger. I am to deliver more than just these poems. There's a moral compass attached to it. I am more character than 20 letters of the alphabet. My aunt prophesies me into a martyr. No one admires the bearer of bad news, especially when it's the truth. This mouth is a bullseye waiting for the shotgun blast to silence me. How many God's messengers you crucify if you realize I'm here to bring the word, not the author of it? If I be both, does it make me bipolar or ambidextrous? A black man that refuses to be silent is dangerous. A black man that chooses to be silent is still dangerous. My mom wanted to give me a name that remind me of my roots. My aunt wanted to give me a name that remind my oppressors. Even you colonize our language, you can never colonize our purpose. An open letter to aliens who want to visit planet Earth. Do not ever come here. There's a force hiding behind a brass shield, put here to serve and protect, but they wrongly imprison us every chance they get. There's a force dividing dark skin from the light. No, I am not talking about Star Wars. This is no Jedi mind trick. Luke, I am not your baby daddy. Do not ever come here. They will Tuskegee you. My people know it's a first-hand experience. Your first contact will be your last. We'll stop and frisk at every corner our cloud. We'll interrogate your existence. We'll stand our ground and put you in it. We'll shoot first and never ask questions later. Ah, shucks, I forgot the poem. I'm sorry. Wait. I know what happened. Dre, you work for Men in Black. You flashed that memory wand. That's okay. I was prepared for this. I wrote the rest of my poem. Do not ever come here unless you come here with a bunch of little soldiers looking like Marvin the Martian carrying, oh my goodness, it's the Illudium Q36 explosive space modulator. You mean nothing more than a science experiment unless you come here, the infinite supply of oil, then we will embrace you. George Bush and Dick Cheney will come out of retirement. Their personally signed intergalactic peace treaties will learn and steer your ways right before we Native American you. Make offensive slurs about your culture. We'll call you predator, body snatcher, Star Trek Kardashian, not to be associated with Kim, but she could be an alien too. Make Hollywood films about you. Wait, newsflash, we already did. No, as the movie ends, we win, you lose. Do not freaking ever come here. We are the center of the universe way of thinking. Every alien movie is our Independence Day, and you're District 9. This next line might sound crazy, but you coming here might save our human skin. Your existence will give us perseverance for once. Look at me as more than 3/5 of a human for once. They'll find a new alien to hang in Mississippi. Your living quarters be concentration camps. Don't be church and cross they burn in the South. It be X-Wing fighter jets. If you come here, we will exploit you, make alien dating hotlines, and Captain James T. Kirk from the 70s be the spokesman. Are you looking for hot alien communication? Call now. Me and Bones will take you to their social lounge. Listen, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a club promoter. Do not ever come here. Scientologists market you. Make bumper stickers that read WWBD. What will Vader do? Egyptian tiles that have built more pyramids. The eminent domain you. You're not even safe from gentrification. As much I don't want you to come here, a small part of me does. Me, greeting with the Balkan peace sign, may have misconstrued meaning. For me represents, may one race live long enough so the other can prosper. Beep. Be me a Scotty.
We lie together, back and limbs massaging the bare ground as they do equally in embrace, amidst a setting of bamboo leaves and persimmon trees, the breeze echoing our love yous to the ether. It is summer. We are in our favorite Isle of Spice, lying amidst fertile soil and undulating hills, telling Anansi stories, eating mangoes and drinking coconut water to our heart's content. You hand me a persimmon. and I reciprocate with a passionate grenadier, both unique. You tell me you love me, and my heart flutters with the prevailing butterflies hovering above with curiosity. My eyes take in your skin, a glimmery ebony brown smile and enchanting blaze amidst dusky crimson horizon. The persimmon is fresh, its natural sweetness blending with your innate beauty, your floral attire in sync with the orange hue of this exotic and charming fruit. The grenadilla is sweet too, but reminds me of your passion. This fragrant pulp, this tiny, well rounded, attractive yellow plucked from an intimate climbing vine. This brittle shell, this golden orange shade when mature, a mass of black seeds and translucent jelly like pulp, its flavor delicately alluring with floral and citrus notes. Long have I wooed you, and now you've become my just dessert, my smoothie. I won't scoop your sweet pulp with a spoon, but perhaps I can make my lips whisper to a heart of love, passionate and yearning to belong, like the fruits long to be with our appetites. You tell me you love me, my ebony princess, even as the nutmeg tree glistens and the bamboo salutes in admiration, it leaves riding on the wings of our encounter, perhaps new to the decor of this magical environment. We will have sweet salads, yes, blended with pineapple and watermelon slices, but now I enjoy the ethereal demure on your cute cheeks as your eyes close softly. Your lips speak in silence, their tone a quiet lute, merging with two souls that harmonize as one, locked in ecstatic union. Yes, you are my just dessert, for I have known you since childhood. I have romanced you with bewitching words of eloquence at school, in your mother's veranda, where I muttered lyrical notes to the citadel of your dancing soul. Today we lie embraced beneath the persimmon, nutmeg, foliage, and bamboo that sings us lullabies. Grenadier fruits reminds us of sweetness, softness, and the intimacy of harmony and union, a joy and a delight that we'll remember for a very long time.
Please be kind and rewind. That's back when the world spun slow. Blockbuster nights and West Coast videos bring home the entertainment. VHS tapes. I was raised on rewind. Wish I could rewind time and go back to the good old days when cassette tapes clicked inside our Walkmans, and when they ate the tape, you grabbed the pencil because you knew exactly how to fix it. We stayed stocked up on batteries, rode big wheels till the wheels cracked, played hopscotch and jelly sandals. Saturday mornings were sacred. Big bowls of cereal, cartoons on the screen, but chores had to be done before we hit the outdoors. Tag, Red Rover, jump rope, hide and seek, double dutch and scrape knees, skates, no helmets, just street smarts and skinned elbows full of stories. We had light bright dreams and rainbow bright vibes, Lisa Frank folders and trapper keepers with flair. You weren't cool without a bracelet and a pencil case that zipped wide open with markers that smelled like fruit. We saw the world through a Viewmaster, made phones with cups and strings, played jacks, and you always knew where the crew was at. Just look for the pile of bikes in the yard of the kids whose parent had the good snacks. Our phones had cords that we twirled on our fingers or wrapped ourselves in. Missed a call, star 69. Playing pranks, star 67. And if you were in love, you passed a folded note with boxes to check yes or no. We made friendship bracelets, kept pinky promises, boombox on the porch, recording off the radio, waiting for the DJ to shut up just to hit record perfectly. We knew every lyric, even when we didn't, mumbling through LL Cool J and Boys to Men. Girls wore overalls with one strap down, baggy jeans, halter tops, LA gear with the big scrunchies. We learned from Janet, Queen Latifah, and Salt and Pepper. This was all before Google, when we had encyclopedias and intuition. Before TikTok, when we had rope chants that taught us rhythm and rhyme. Miss Mary Mac, 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 all dressed in black, black, black. We didn't need filters. We had disposable cameras. We had a flash so bright it blinded us, caught more eyes shut than open, took 2 weeks to get our Kodak prints back. The world was ours, and we didn't even know we were the last to enjoy that era. I was raised on rewind. I'm from the in between, grew up analog, came of age in a digital world, but I'll never forget the crackle of a dial up. Born in 82, I carry a whole mixtape inside of me of laughter and latchkeys, Furbies and Tamagotchis, Spice Girls and slow jams, Pogs, Cabbage Patches, and Power Rangers. And now, when the world spins too fast, I just close my eyes and rewind time.
My doctor says we mustn't let depression stay beckoning from my bed. Shouldn't slip into somnolent complacency and let her dream my days away. He always asks me if I feel better from the last time we did this. A quick survey of the disposition of thousands of variables, and I'm just going to say what comes into my head. He'll nod because he really does care and ask if I have the same pharmacy. New pills come marching in to join the old in my daily dose. All my side effects are twirling around on their broken axes, drugs doing the damage instead of the storm. Sometimes we have to submit to brutality to be healed and brutalize ourselves in the process. Some days, she sits on my shoulder, whispering her dark interpretations, dire implications, unholy expectations, echoing walls that never stayed the same for long, and childhood beds that were never home. My friend points to her perch from time to time and asks me if it's empty. I'll nod because I don't want him to worry. But she giggles when I lie, lying beside me later, eyes locked like lovers, fingers interlaced. She sings her lullaby, a siren song for a man who never sails. Some nobody spitting loneliness, slipping away on the underside of the sheet. I keep counting in between these verses. I dreamt my doctor flew me out over mountain lakes, passing between peaks, swooping low and suddenly swerving. We plummeted towards the water. Final thoughts flashed, but the crash didn't come. And I woke amongst the debris of a day that hasn't even started yet.
I feel less than fantastic. 4 reasons why. 1, I am being stretched way past the tipping point of my breaking point. Every late breaking news story breaks me a little bit more than how broken I was the day before. Photos of Gaza, before and after, mass destruction, mass starvation, mass is held daily. But praying without ceasing only results in a ceasefire mirage. 2, I want to become invisible in a way that's reversible. Make every unsightly thing unseen. If my conscience can remain unbothered, it reduces me being uncomfortable and stuck in a downward facing position that's untenable. Let a force field block out all who call out my silence. Don't force me to fight for trans rights. Having black skin in the game is just as dangerous as sitting on the bench or across from one. Maybe I should fight. Maybe all I need to do to win is lose our chains. The food chain of command, cursed with insatiable hunger, orders being door dashed, outsourced from Louisiana, purchase your poison. Cobra, Commander, the Red Terror, Gestapo, COINTELPRO, ICE, it sends chills down. The spineless can even feel it, the pressure on pipes mounting. 3, there is a fire inside me, stoked by rage. The flame on most days scorches enough to burn a rock 93 million miles away. Fire keepers, send a word from the other side. Right fire, right authentic pizzeria brick oven fire. Right by the slice, burning bejesus hot fire. Making streamer strings of words hang from your mouth's roof. No roof named Dylan is safe. No water or extinguisher marked freedom resistance will help. Let the mother plantation fucker burn. Boils are coming to a roll. Despot, deportation, diabolical, dystopian, decay, distrust, disillusionment, displacement, Disney goofy shit, dehumanization, Donald Duck, goose, cooked, book sentenced to death, deviance, pardon, doomsday, despair. 4, I want to tear up the room. Throw a punch bowl at the devil, rip up the killing floor, flip out and overturn tables. Some issues can no longer be tabled. The hospital discharged granddad after his insurance ran out. The nursing home refused to explain how grandma's life ran out. I'm ready to crash out. No more bedside tray manner or plain peekaboo gown. I'm ready to take it all off. The IV, the restraint, the hinges on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3. It's clobbering time!
Jet Li was called a hero, but he said he knew a master herbalist who tested numerous poisons on himself, thus saving the lives of countless souls. The Christ became glorified by offering himself upon a cross in the spirit of atonement so that others would live. Arundhati left home to tend the cattle and did not return. When his father finally found him, he was still blocking a cracked dam with his own body to prevent it bursting and leading to flood in his village. Overcome by the burden of egocentric deeds, I paid little attention to selflessness until influenced by indigenous sacrifices, by Mandela's reconciliatory tone post endless suffering and injustices in prison. Action is not binding, but pure intention is, says Sri Chinmoy. Sacrifice is the secret of self-dedicated service consecrated to the glory of love. If in action, sacrifice looms large, then action is perfection, action is illumination, action is liberation. I saw Jesse Owens' magnanimity in the face of Nazi bigotry, and I learned that duty, not only for oneself, but for the betterment of humanity, was a more excellent way. I feel most joyful in service, tending the sick and needy, or visiting the many plains and challenging areas in Africa. I do this as a conduit for a higher love, and as such is done in soulful service for brother and sister souls. Harriet Tubman faced the grim reaper daily, ferrying the enslaved to freedom. Queen Nanny of the Maroons risked her life fighting the colonizers, digging trenches and caves for an army of freedom fighters. Martin Luther King Jr., Nat Turner, and Malcolm X all died in service to justice so that others would taste equity. Mother Teresa gave her life for the impoverished in Calcutta, establishing Sisters of Charity across the globe. My mother built a future single-handedly for 7 wonderful children, or I sometimes filled with pain, unable to hide internal scars we never saw as children. Marcus Garvey and the Black Panthers live in our memories, having sacrificed their lives for Pan-Africanism. Ibrahim Traore has given this a giant leap by professing sovereignty, educational and agricultural freedom, and nationalizing Burkina Faso's resources. He's refused the Nobel Peace Prize, preferring to focus the energies on Africa and uniting the diaspora across the globe. Subhash Chandra Bose, Shuya Sen, and the great Indian freedom fighters had the Bharat Mata carved indelibly on their hearts, surmounting the impossible to free Mother India. They all martyred, ascending on a beacon of light to paradise. Lantern says, "Come, sweet sacrifice, grant me not a lighter burden, but a much stronger heart to glorify love's name, acting as a supreme instrument for a beloved light eternal."
It's so fucking hard, man. Being this open, feeling everything, not just mine, but yours and hers and his and theirs. I can walk into a room and before anyone even says a word, I already know. That tension in his chest, I feel it. The grief in her eyes, I carry it. That pain you're hiding with small talk and smiles, I absorb it. I'm like a fucking sponge, a walking, breathing sponge, but nobody wrings me out. They just keep pouring in. And the sad part, most people don't even realize it. They don't know how heavy it gets when you're a person who feels everything and tries to hold it together for everyone, even when you're falling apart yourself. I can't turn it off. I've tried. Empathy can't be shut off. It's a blessing and a curse. At times, it's a burden, especially when it's every fucking day and you're already tired from your own shit. Then there's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, scrolling for distraction from my own issues, but instead, I find people breaking open right there on my screen. Some girl losing her mom, some guy talking about his brother taking his own life, a single parent crying in their car because they can't make rent this month, cancer, car accident, pet loss, free Palestine, organ donation, miscarriages, and I sit there staring, heart twisted, throat tight, tears streaming down my face, feeling every word. I think about them for days, not just in that moment, but for days. I wonder if they're okay. I check back, I carry them like they're mine, and they don't even know. It's like my body's made to bruise for other people, and the hits just keep coming for people I'll never meet, whose pain sits in my chest. You're so understanding, they say, but they don't know the toll. They don't see me lying in bed, mind racing with everyone else's sorrow, or my heart aching with grief I didn't even live through, but just felt as if it were mine. Sometimes I wish I didn't care so much, didn't feel so much, and for just for once, I wish I could scroll and forget, to pass someone breaking and not break a little too. But that's not me. It never will be. So I carry it quietly, invisible but real, all of it, all of yours on top of all of mine.
Mr. Grief left his card for next time.
Mm.
Now that the path is clear and the pain ain't so bad anymore, the smell of lightning rises from the ashes now that the house has burned to the ground. The peals of thunder are barely audible as the storm crawls away. So let the bells ring. Blows landed did their damage, but the pounding's done. Black eyes and broken hearts, there's still rage in this ragged man. Holding on to ropes to stay standing, but I was never strong. This fighter doesn't get to fall. So let the bell ring. Feeling damned made death's dance seductive until putting my shoulder down pushed the dark back enough to get the words out. But demon songs still echo in my ears no matter how much I heal. So let hell ring. I've had my bell rung, been stung, flung. I've fallen, but I never had wings. Always too far from heaven to be heard, yet spitting scripture like some devil's son. So let the muse sing. May these verses resonate. May they give you fuel to fight. Maybe we can spend what we have left feeling less alone. Grabbing hands, healing hearts, listening. I'm listening. I'm still listening. So let the bells ring.
In an alternate universe, instead of gunshots, Amadou Diallo gets hit with 41 haiku. Gentrification, when genies cannot afford to live in their lamps. Silence is golden. Adding sex, guns, and nigger makes it go platinum. My prostate exam. Proctologist wears one glove, like Michael Jackson. Life imitates art. Sometimes it snows in April. Climate change is real. Grandma's wooden spoon. When good, we got to lick it. When bad, it licked us. Packed rush hour train. Homeless person moves the crowd, parts like the Red Sea. Baby, hug me like clients hug defense lawyers after acquittal. You can lead a horse to Flint, Michigan water, but it will not drink. Rock, paper, scissors. I the consummate poet, always choose paper. When Judgment Day comes, will defendants of color receive a fair trial? When your name is John, reading letters from your wife is very stressful. The historical event that best describes me, the Great Depression. The Black family needs Darth Vaders, men who say, I am your father. Shooter pulls trigger. Students receive no warning. A gunfire drill. 2.5 seconds. After woman walks on by, she feels him look back. A dozen roses are 17 syllables. Haiku never wilt. Caribbean home. Parents insist on straight A's. No gay A's allowed. If you toss salad, the dressing evenly coats all ingredients. Red Bull gives you wings. Drink too many and you might become Icarus. When you enter room, I rush to use inhaler. You are breathtaking. I hate when shoppers leave unwanted frozen food in the magazine rack. My ass is too fat. Set down with toilet seat up, but didn't fall in. Walking in the rain. Driver runs red light, asshole. Hits me with puddle. The love languages. Words, acts, getting gifts, time, touch, and New York pizza. Live, laugh, love, live, laugh. Our planet is dying. Live, 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 live. Oreo cookie, an interracial couple no one objects to. Open bag of chips or paycheck doesn't contain as much as you thought. Oh Lord, help me find a church where collection plate is only passed once. Passive aggressive, husband leaves toilet seat up after argument. Cumulus, cirrus, stratus, nimbus, clouds sound like Harry Potter spells. I told the sister, take that S off haikus and place it on your chest. Ice cold iced coffee freezes brain for a moment. No global warming. If CP30 started smoking crack, would he pawn R2D2? I order a drink at a Mexican restaurant and ask for no ice. Aphrodisiac, a black woman in the bed wearing a bonnet. Old school ATM, grandma withdraws $20 from out her brassiere. Older woman seeks younger man who can survive a cougar attack. Pretend you play for the Green Bay Packers. Lambo leap into my arms. Plastic surgery. Man-made swan will still give birth to ugly ducklings. Road rage incident. Bruce Banner driver becomes Incredible Hulk. What's 41 shots? It's how NYPD Blue keeps law and order.
By which I swear, I thank the goddess and the potent, mighty ruling class that never, despite all they might, get us there. Not day, not night. I believe it is incompetence that mostly protects our lives from the bloody plans of warriors that, despite their fervor, never quite seem to jibe. Where the bosses are equal to their villainous plans that they pursue the livelong day and yet never make a stand. No better than chattering howler monkeys climbing and mobbing about in the zoo in pursuit of their would-be banana money. And all the filthy predators who would pursue the victims of their loathly conniving, hey, who knew that better than you? And all the skeezy plotters with their filthy plans, may they ever sever as they trip over themselves with their voluminous list of irrational, insubstantial demands. And all the ragtag, shaggy criminals who post to social media when they play it sinister, and while gorging on their own special glory to gain ground in Wikipedia, they march headlong into the dentist's arms of Peter Lorre. And so they made us to the proper coppers. They'll explain their magnificent glory without any bottle stoppers. I thank the goddess for the dumb ones with all their stupid stun guns set to dumb or maybe numb. They might as well dispatch themselves with all their futile ways besides beguiling amount to mist and dust. All the bomb makers and vainglorious risk takers, all the indulgent movie makers, they scarce, it seems, amuse themselves. And there they are, they set their plans amidst the dusty rust on the middle shelves, swelling the melodies of ringing bells. Meet me at poolside bar. It's not too far. Any at the Plaza in Gaza. It's all very nice. We stayed there twice. There's a charming little casino. It reminds me a lot of Rio, where you ask for a shot. Believe it or not, the drink is served from a pitcher forged from a converted cartridge belt. It's all very chic and all very svelte. The modest models there, fashion can't compare. Their clothing's made of a motif displayed a Kevlar bikini with a flak jacket stole. Well, that's just how they roll. You got to watch out on the beach because lifeguards compete at sharpshooters to make sure you bring your towel from the tower because after an hour on the sand, they might mistake your dark tan for some kind of commando. So you might not understand, though, one of your guests, well, you know the rest. Until you've confessed in a state of undress, your testimony under duress, and in a stress position, which we know isn't torture, can damage the furniture and mar your stay on your holiday in Gaza. It's never complete until from your seat in the theater where you get to hear the children's chorus, where they implore us for food. I'm told it's not rude to leave them starved right there out in the yard. But by the poolside cabana, there's not even a banana. You got to understand what they've done with the place. The rubble's gone. It's all now replaced with a five-star cafe with starving starlets galore. They have so much fashion, more and more fascist fashion galore, hardly not too much gore. The casino's complete. And while they still give it an occasional bombing, let me point out instead the lovely Givenchy awning above your head. The time on the shooting range is still mandatory at this stage for every looter. You're the shooter, you can claim a stack of chips. So hey, go ahead, let her rip. If it's laughter you're after, they tell me it's good for you to laugh. Laugh once, laugh twice. Deep in your life joy you will splice. Whether chuckles or snickers that might untwist your knickers, whether with jokes or an old-fashioned, well-delivered spoke, whether cute little dogs hopping frogs on logs or Charlie Chaplin in cogs jumping bogs. Activating joy and mirth feeds the brain for all it's worth. Activating mirth and joy makes giddy happy each girl and boy. Laughter can heal even that which you can never, ever conceal. Even babies are fast to laugh, still smiling barely in their cribs. Oh, the funny faces tickle their tiny ribs. Activating joy and mirth feeds the brain for all it's worth. Activating mirth and joy makes giddy happy each girl and boy. Physiologists acknowledge this, a complex set of muscles, they insist, developing muscles that work at great lengths, then go on to develop the upper body strengths. Laughter doing or even observing involves quite a few muscles that we're learning. A great chunk of the brain will never complain. A motor cortex controls the muscles, frontal lobes from which provide the reason whether the joke be told in or out of season, and the limbic system which modulates whether you get to feel just great. And connecting all these systems, sit back, enjoy it, don't resist them. Activating joy and mirth feeds the brain for all it's worth. Activating mirth and joy makes giddy happy each girl and boy. Social intelligence and a sense of humor can certainly squash the depths of ill humor. Incongruity and absurdity are daily companions. Laughter creates bonds and increases intimacy with its own very special mimicry. Early in life, infant laughter is an external sign of pleasure, the kind that moms and daddies treasure. Public speakers and comedians try to get a laugh to make audiences feel closer, half by half. Amusement, happiness, mirth, and joy builds resiliency, increases creative thinking, bringing out the best in us, even when things are good and stinking. Activating mirth and joy feeds the brain for all it's worth. Activating mirth and joy makes giddy happy each girl and boy.
I stare down the barrel of this blank page. My emotions, gunpowder in charge. In these thoughts lay a quill dipped in a well of darkness, and spells will be cast, tattooed with the blood of my soul. I find myself alone every night. This overactive mind observing the constraints of time. I blink my eyes, 3 hours go by, and I'm wandering, searching every brick and curve of this maze I built as a child, a safe place to hide, but it would only divide me becoming trapped from the outside world. I remember I once told someone close that I was afraid of the world. They laughed, said they'd think less of me as a person. I laughed back, said I was kidding, and once again I was driven back into my hole of darkness, my only solace. You see, I've built these little worlds to protect myself. Several different movies that play all day, and people say I'm a dreamer. Others would say I'm insane, while doctors would medicate me a zombie. These moments would haunt me throughout my life, and only at night could I find breath once more as the world slept and the earth lay quiet again. Gazing at my stars, whispering secrets in the breeze, praying they would return to me one day so I could remember the gold of youth. Moments escape us so quickly. Time slips through the hourglass, and loss becomes a frequent visitor we call grief. Belief slips away as the tide changes and we watch our dreams wash away. We try to swim, we sink, drown, and the spiral continues down. Rock bottom seems so familiar after a while. Fight or flight while we're standing trial, a plea for survival, but the gavel falls hard on self-judgment and life is sentenced to suffering. Yet the movie plays on. Choices are made. And I continued to fade into my own shadow, lost to the shade of light. I knew my breaths were numbered. Death would succumb me. I saw the warnings, but hope was just another word for help that was always ignored. I just couldn't do it anymore. Breathing a lifeless breath while waiting for eternal rest. My shell, once filled, lay empty, and there was no place left for me. It was time to burn my world down, not knowing if I would remain, if a new seed of growth would sprout. That fire blazed. My demons raged. Through the devil's eyes, I saw my past for 3 days. It was time to let go. Some say the cost of wisdom is suffering, and I paid 48 years. And when that new day would rise, a moment became just a moment, a blessing, a new sunrise and sunset, a wildflower reminded of the breeze as those secrets return to me. Gold once more in the hue of my inner child.
Roses are red, violets are blue, but my battles with love bleed through bouquets, leaving bruises beyond what eyes can see. So don't bring me petals, bring me peace. Don't dress passion up pretty if you're planting it in pain, then praying for bloom. I've been romanced by red flags dressed in silk sheets far too many times. Kissed chaos in cologne covered apologies, held hands with hurt just to keep heartbeats company. This isn't your hallmark heartbeat here. It's barbed wire in a ballad, slow dancing with detonation, a Valentine scribbled in survival's ink, because Cupid don't carry conscience. Love looked like sweet nothings on repeat. Left me in rooms where quiet gnawed through my thoughts, so forgive me if I flinch at flowers and second guess soft hands. I've mistaken venom for vulnerability before, where chemistry was combustible, disguised as electricity. It left me convulsing, an aftermath of short circuited promises, static apologies never reaching my core, fed me forevers with expired expiration dates packaged in passion, then ghosted after first glimpse of growth. Me, left loving in limbo, all while chasing clarity through crooked conversations and blurred boundaries. So don't ask me if I'm still open to love. Ask me if love can handle me, if it can hold space for a woman forged in backstabs and fallouts, who's kissed fire without flinching, who stood firm when silence folded into stone. There's a reason I'm not soft to the touch. This heart's learned how to barricade beauty behind bone and boundary, so I want to hear your promises. I want proof you're here to stay. If love dares enter here, it better come barefoot with truth between its teeth, with no intentions of running. Because I'm not having it anymore. I'm not your lesson to learn. I'm not rehab for a broken man who only wants warmth but never wants to work on self. You don't get to taste this healing if you've never learned this type of hunger. So miss me with your maybes. And don't come bringing questions to a queen, a black queen, who's already crowned herself royal.
Overstimulated by all the broken promises of ads on IG, they are so convincing, appealing to my desperation of finality. Do I have parasites? There's 6 boxes totaling $198, foot patches for that, in limited supply. Hurry up and click to buy. It's the secret that the medical community does not want you to know. There is an herbal remedy for diabetes. Don't lose hope. And the pharmaceutical industry will know and take this down if you do not click here in the next 5 minutes. To order 12 bottles at this special price, you will not see this twice. Look at these eyelashes. Look at this mouth, this mascara, this lip plumper, influencer globbing it on, makeup tutorial, lips pucker like my butthole if you keep getting taken in by all of this. Lies, broken promises will not make me look younger. This one will get rid of the eye bags, but effects are only temporary, which is why you need more, like the money hemorrhaging out of my bank account. Poor, and years of filling up the pockets of influencers and scammers. But wait, will this product be the miracle to finally conceal my tears? My parents always instilled the value of money in me. Maybe it was a good lesson where they came from, one of lack, but in a time where they needed it the most, wearing shoes with holes and cardboard placed inside, church adopted this family of 4 during Depression times. Perhaps they blamed their life of poverty on the fickleness of life taking away one of their parents. We know how that story goes. Try in this life or the next, the struggle, the impossible demands placed on the mother, being father of fatherless candidates for foster homes, abuse, or abject poverty. Imagine the case of rejecting money. Polar opposite, resist and reject the concept working for your whole life until you drop, and stop the insanity. No SSI, no guarantee of a better life, adopting a church of brotherly love where charity rules. No dog eat dog mentality for me.
Intrigued by you, the mystique. What makes you so unique? In comparison to past suitors, must be on guard to not appear weak, yet cautious in my stupor. So I consider drawing from childhood activity the simplicity of making time to play, to fill the void, hence My goal is to slay, proclaiming your secrets destroyed, having you bear all. I must get to the bottom of this, since why is the question as to your apparition filling my head often. Solving for X is my mission, so school shall now begin. Touching on art, math, and anatomy, just to name a few. Considering my methods are elementary to begin. There'll be no rules to stay within the lines, yet I'll trace your physique from lips to hips to spine. Canvas worth mounting, hieroglyphic in design, with your permission, if I'm so inclined, to finger paint as I go. Nice and slow. Phalanges, trailing patterns, high and low, eliciting tremors beneath my hands. Breathy moans that liken to school bands, just getting up my nerve to explore dips, creases, and curves, encountering paths of discovery. No bands to the derivative of your history. With each caress of your flesh, I'll solve yet another mystery, awarding me echoes of ecstasy, followed by pause, just because I wanted to test the strength of your resolve. You've exceeded my expectations, unveiling all. So, with a final kiss, I declare a recess before I render class dismissed.
You are wrong, so wrong, like I before. The poetry hit me right between the eyes. Your poetry did it to me. Those were your words. Like lightning in my spine, like CPR in desperation, handheld paddles co-reviving on a chest. Your adjectives, superlatives, determiners of late blasted me back from the ledge of fate. My autopsy report disrupted the keen obit where I adored crosswords and small animals. The undeserved celebration of my life, changing mid-typing to, she's still here, folks. For you. All because of you, because you held my carcass. Also my frail hands with their ghost squid pinkies. Your stronger hands with their dilapidated highways. Because you cared enough to give a shit and write down some guessing words. I'm still here and I'm not running anymore. I'm fighting for once. All the broken I did, the broken I am. Won't you accept, won't you risk the stitches it takes to accept the knowing of me? Risk the husky, asthmatic breathing, EpiPen assaults, chemo by the ton, hallucinate sailboat rides, anyone? I will quiet down and perfect the screaming down to some small defiance. So stay, please stay. Not in the sick bed, just watching over, just nearby to me.
Stampedes of crazed adults trampling children, storming shells in the fashion of Allied forces storming Normandy Beach. Grown-ass adults investing their life savings into purchasing the rarest of their kind, only to lose almost all of their value of their collection. A New Hampshire couple thought they hatched a dope idea by forging checks to purchase and sell them for a profit, to only use that profit for heroin. Now flooding donation bins, Goodwill and Savers locations nationwide, in the closets of unfortunate heirs of a lost fortune, Beanie Babies were the Bitcoin of the 1990s. These little lip sacks of understuffed animals now face a more grim future, being the filling of beanbag chairs, as their owners have developed an interesting fetish of sitting on the carcasses of their friends, mainly as a way to achieve a cheap dopamine rush by exacting revenge on their failed investments of hopes and dreams through imprisonment, utter dominance, and occasional gas torture by way of flatulence. In a movement as bizarre as the movement that birthed it, this kink is known by many different names depending on region. Beanie Baby chambering has taken the North American furry communities by storm, in a similar fashion that Queenie Babying was popularized by the royal family. Beanie Baby Kinkaroo has shook Japan's kink world to its core, to the point that cyberpunk cinema is experiencing a renaissance. The ripples of influence even stretch out throughout India, as new positions were included in the revised edition of the Kama Sutra, named after some of the most popular Beanie Babies, with Squealer the Pig voted #1 in Cosmopolitan India's list of hottest positions to do with your partner this summer. It doesn't matter what you call it. At the end of the day, it is a yum to be yucked a lot more than toes getting sucked, in an ever so evolving case study that is worth exploring, preferably from a distance.
Adulthood is a lonely neighborhood, yeah. I walk down that lonely road and the world has treated me coldly, yeah. Dead body cold, yeah. There have been times in my prime in which I had a better chance of pushing a camel through the eye of a sewing needle and finding warmth in this emotional ice age, yeah. But all it takes is a little spark that illuminates through the dark, finding its way to grow into an ember with an accompanying warmth that'll soon render into a wildfire that doesn't destroy, but rather builds into a ball of intensity that rivals the forces of 1,000 suns. Yeah. I'm gonna render you into a state of shock, and you won't be coming down for a long time. Yeah. I'm gonna make you sigh and wheeze and sweat and bleed. And you're gonna feel you've been in a car wreck, but I won't make you bleed. The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the little shrubbery in the patches. Yeah. Nothing wrong at all. Nothing wrong with grabbing a little bush and tugging it by the roots and see how you react when the nerve endings from that area shoot up to the spine, to the divine leak in your mind. Yeah, and you'll find something you've never found before, and that's a new kink. Yeah, that's a new kink. And before you know it, you will succumb to my might and you'll be looking up at the light. Yeah, and I'll be rising to the top because I'm the cream of the crop. And you be consumed by the macho madness. Yeah, the madness will consume you faster than a blink of an eye. It will happen so fast you won't be even able to talk about it. Life comes at you fast, but you will become it faster. Yeah. So don't you dare blink an eye. Don't buy any ripe bananas. Don't play too much of your future, yeah? Because by the time the dust has been settled, you will be reduced into a puddle of pleasure which I will bask and bathe in. Oh, yeah!
Captain's log. Stardate 0607158442 AE. What is your truth? What evidence or proof do you have to validate your opinion outside of your five senses or our world senses? How do you convince someone we share the same experiences in this existence? You don't understand the fallacy and accept the one commonality. I am not a mathematician, but I do understand that 1 plus infinity times 0 might still equal 1. Race, religion, politics always cause division. Still, it won't stop this head-on collision that brought us all here in the first place. But what is here? A junction? A meeting point, a particular location. I am just here to tell you this point in time right here is now, here, in this moment, forever baptized in the present. When the clock strikes midnight, it is gone the next second, but now is infinite. You don't understand how. You do not understand the power of now. I already paid my toll. When I died, before my time to die, I took my last breath on the bathroom floor and realized there is no death. All that is left is now. When I am gone, I will still feel your energy, and that is real. No monetary value can buy this. I tap in the frequency of love, whether it be om or a hum or a hymn or a hug. I do this out of love. That's my truth, my proof, my evidence, a validation. We have all the philosophical conversations and endless debates while you discuss all the premonitions of the past, and I mention all the memories of the future. It's all the same. Too often the lines get blurred. How do we tell the difference between a dream and the real world? And what is a dream anyway? What is reality? And who is to say that this is not the dream and the dream is reality? You realize they're both one and the same. Hence, we have to wake up from both of them. And that's why we're here. Not to recite the perfect poem, rhyme, or song, but understand that this is our time. We are masters of our own universe. Universe translate into Latin, meaning unisum, whole, together, collectively out of one. So ergo, like the Beatles come together right now. But this is bigger than me. My campaign is unity. My religion is love. That's why we do this. That's our truth, our proof, our evidence, a validation, that sensation you feel when you recite your song, your poem, your rhyme, your art out of love. You know you found home. Heaven is only one verse away. Who is to say you're not found it anyway? And after all the stars have fallen and married to the ground, and you are surrounded by sound and abound by light, we'll still feel your energy. Even in the coldest, darkest night, we'll still feel your energy. Even a million light years away, we'll still feel your energy. Even you have nothing to say, you will still feel your energy. Even you have a whole lot to say, we'll still feel your energy either way. Even when you walk away from the mic. All I know is right now. And right now, I have no absolute proof that any of this is real. Time is relative and an illusion. I came to the conclusion that faith is just a placeholder to keep my sanity. Humanity uses words to paint pictures to give explanation of things, but words can't come close to the upper echelon of thought and intuition. Do you see what I just did? I just use words to illustrate my current disposition. This metaphysics is a complete contradiction. I'm on a mission, y'all. I'm on a mission, y'all. But I don't know where the hell I am going. All I know is, in order to see beyond what you know, you have to let go of what you know. And all I know is right now. The hell with yesterday. Forget tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen next second from now. Shit that can get drastic in an instant. So I constantly exist in the present. I'm not telling you to live like there's no tomorrow. I'm telling you just be. Be in this moment with me. Be in this moment with yourself. I have learned that silence is the loudest noise you will ever hear. Do you hear me, y'all? Do you feel me, y'all? Do you feel me, y'all? Do you feel me, y'all? Nah, you don't, because we're not fucking. No, I am not talking about sex. I'm talking about something more intimate, a connection. See, I did it again. I'm using these words. I'm trying my hardest not to. I wrote an infinity of poems before I learned how to write my verse, and I'm still not a poet. All this could be an illusion. All this could be fake. If it is, reinsert me back in the matrix of life. Bliss is found in a state of ignorance, but the more I increase my knowledge, the more I increase my sorrow. Where is the balance? Taoism might not exist if I am truly one. I am wishing you can come with me on this mission. I don't know where it will take me, but all I know is I am missing a part of you. And this integer of relativity, you made the illusion and the magic so real, so real. And right now, that is all I need to know. Can you hear me? Is there anybody out there? Hello? Can you hear me? Wake up. We live multiple lifetimes, simultaneously in different timelines. Every time I have deja vu, it reminds me that I'm trying to get back to you. I found you in my sleep. When I woke up, you, forgotten all about us. Tell me, how can I find you? Tell me, how can I remind you that we are eternal? I'm growing tired of this place. I'm returning back to source. But it's hard to divorce you, knowing you're still asleep, refusing to wake up. I know waking up hurts. I know it's hard as hell. I know death seems like the easy way out, but it isn't. You just go deeper in. Remember, you came here for a human experience. It was painful. It was beautiful. It was magical. It was everything. We went too deep into our dream, and I can't go back to sleep to find you. It took me so many lifetimes to find you this time. Across the cosmos, the countless full moons, back to you, back to me, back to we, back to light. I had to find you so I can wake up, but I can't remember what we were supposed to do to wake you up. Time is an illusion, but the loop is soon closing. If you're not there, when it's time for me to make my exodus, my exile, I will not go back to sleep. I will not go towards the light. I know I said this a million times before, but this time and this lifetime, I hope I find the strength to walk through that cosmic door without you. This is the closest we have gotten to sharing this experience together, here, on this timeline. I might not be there physically when you hear this, but know this, I will always be with you. Hopefully, my love will guide you where you find me, waiting for you on the other side of the universe. You remember, when you wake up, until we meet again, I love you infinitely, sincerely. Us in transmission.